Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG that we know and love as VP La Pew Pew, but you might know as a Leffy or a Leaf Blower. This one's on south spawn of Lakeville under the command of Targy. Okay, 105mm light field howitzer, capable of 410 alpha, penetrating 53mm of armour with standard HE, but he's also got some heat rounds capable of doing 350 alpha and 104mm of armour, and with the AP rounds he'll do 350 but only 64, but they're slightly less expensive. Targy's electing to go up the bank. This is actually quite a smart move because it enables you to shoot over to the right hand side of the valley on the far side of the bottleneck without the enemy actually being able to see where you are. They can't see you unless of course they can get to the south side of the town. Now look at this. This is really good because now he's actually got a position where he can shoot at the back, and he's got a Dicamax. Direct hit! 459, that's a penetrating round right away. The Dicamax saw that and oh, he's just been hit again, but it actually, I think it hit the tracks more than anything. That's why he didn't do any damage. The KV-1S has been spotted, rounds out. A direct hit. He's picking up damage here. And now he's going for a T-34-85, fully dialed in, rounds out. It lands on the rock just in front of the tank. Go for it again, rounds out, looks good. 183, non-penetrating shot, but it did do damage. And now we're going for the KV-1S again, rounds out. Oh, just overflew his engine deck and landed behind him. He's going for the Dicamax again, this time it kills him. 161, so he's got his first kill of the day. Rounds out the KV-1S again, and another direct hit. He's focusing his fire and letting it dial in before he fires to make sure he gets accurate hits. KV-13, a medium tank this time. One of the most unusual KV tanks because it is a medium. Rounds out, direct hit again. He's really hitting these guys. Unfortunately, we just don't know how much damage he's done so far. That was half a reticule and the shell appears to have exploded on the cliff face, but he's giving it another go and he pulled back before we got to see what's happening, but we can see that the enemy still's got that T-34-85 up there. Rounds out, lands just in front of him. Now we're looking at a different one, a VK-3001P. Takes a direct hit right to the front for 133. He's got heavy armor, he's a heavy tank, but we're realigning on that T-34-85 again. He pulled back. He obviously knows that if he stays where he is, he's going to get hit. We might be able to get a kill shot on that T-71DA if he moved further back, but I don't think he wants to at the moment because of course he is taking damage. And that VK-3002 on our team actually appears to have been hit by the enemy Arty. Okay, we're now going to go for the KV-13 again, fully dialed in. Direct hit, 126. He's showing 1,205 hit points so far, but he's probably got a lot more than that because we have had a few blind hits. We've conquered all the enemy tanks in the town and we're now pushing towards their cap area. We're only one tank up on the enemy, but the enemy doesn't appear to be doing rather well. They've given up position. Okay, we've got that KV-1S again. Rounds out. Directly into his rear. He's been tracked. He's repaired his track, but he's still going to get hit again. And this time it's 121, so he's still racking up the damage. Okay, which one's he going to go for this time? KV-13, rounds out. Another hit. Bit by bit, he's accumulating a nice total. Can just make a hit on that KV-13, but the shell goes over the top of him. Some of those tanks are getting a little close to the bottleneck. They might spot him soon if they come over that rise. So he might have to change position at that point. You can see where the VK is. It's telling him to pull back to let him let the enemy come forward so he can get shots. Well, the T150 on the enemy team, or our team rather, died. Now the KV1S is making his push, and he takes a big hit. But we might get spotted soon. Not yet. The KV1S hasn't seen us yet, but the moment we do get seen, we'll have to pull out. And there goes the KV1S. We got the track damage off that one. Now that T-3485 has changed position. His name is Funky Monkey, and he's gone to the other side of the valley, and he's hiding. Now it's possible we could have got a shot, but we're having a quick look there over the east side of the map to see if we can hit the enemy tank over the far side, the Shure MV7X. You switch back to the valley. He might need to go a little further down at the moment because the enemy is desperately trying to stay out of our clutches, because he knows full well if we can get the shot on target, that T-3485 there, he's vulnerable if we can lob a shell over his side of the map. And at the moment, I don't think we can. It's just too tight. Okay, KV-13's moved into a position where he can be hit now, but it looks like, is Dave Monkey gonna get Targy gonna get a shot? Not at the moment. He can now. T-34's coming to sight. Oh, good shot. Now we've only got a VK-3002D protecting our cap area other than Targy, and Targy's trying to line one up, but he's lost sight of them again because the VK pulled back. And if he's not careful, we'll be the next one spotted. And we have been spotted, so you need to pull down now, Targy. And unfortunately, he's taken a hit, a big hit. But it's a low roll for the T-3485 with his 85mm gun. But it's forced us to go into a position where we can't be seen by the enemy T-3485. But we're the only ones holding this position at the moment. VK's come back. Now, as he's the VK-3002D, he might actually have an 88mm gun, which means he'd be more than a match for the enemy tank. But I'm looking at this now. Is he going to come forward? It's either going to be the KV-13 or the T-3485. Okay, our VK-3002D has gone up to check, and he hasn't proximity spotted them, so it may be that they've turned around and gone back up the valley towards their own cap to protect that from our advancing guys. Meanwhile, a P-43 is coming back from the town to help us, and they're still there. They haven't returned. The VK's holding them at bay, but he keeps turning round to go back to the Lakeside Road. There's no enemy tanks on the Lakeside Road at the moment, so he's wasted over there. He needs to be over this side. Yeah, it's a bit of a misplay for him to do that. P-43 is coming back, almost at the cap. The enemy's just lost their Arty, an SU-122A. You can see that the enemy's firing into the ground nearby where the VK-3002D was, but they're not coming this way and we're capping, so maybe they are going back into the other valley. Yes, it looks like one of them's gone back, the T-25AT, to try and reset the cap. Well, there's only 9 seconds left, so if they don't get a reset soon, and they have, the P-43 is coming round near us to help us, and here comes the T-3485. We've been spotted. Oh, fantastic shot. That's a shotgun. Overwhelmed him with a 105mm. That means there's only 2 enemies left. Now there's only 1 enemy left. We don't need to cap. It's just a KV-13. They can stop capping. They're still capping though. Unfortunately, they don't know how to play the game properly, and they miss out on the extra XP. Well, sadly, Targy's teammates didn't know that you get extra XP for killing the last enemy tank, and on that occasion they capped out at the other end. He got a first class tanker for putting up a good defense. He was also attacking those enemies, stopping them from coming across the center mark of the valley, and so really it was his defense of the valley that allowed his teammates in the town to conquer the town and move on to the enemy cap area. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13 in that one. And look at his win rate, 5,195. He was really slamming those enemy tanks with shells. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he did get the highest damage on his team, and he didn't get the highest damage overall. The enemy T-71DA managed 2,725 hit points of damage. He picked up a high caliber and a Confederate out of that game. The second highest damage went to Targy with 2,190, and the third highest damage went to the VK3002D with 2,055. The VK3002D also got a steel wall during that game, which is pretty amazing because that tank doesn't have a whole lot of armor. It is a medium tank after all. The VK3601H also picked up an invader medal. He was one of the ones who was capping at the other end, so obviously somebody needs to send him a message and say, yeah, you're better off capping when there's only one enemy tank left. Anyway, when it came to kills, we can see that the highest number goes to the T25AT on the enemy team, managed 3 kills. 2 kills went to Targy, VK3002D, the Tiger P, the VK3601H, and the P43 on his own team, and only 2 members of the enemy team managed to get 2 kills, and that was the T3485 and their type T34. So he's actually in joint second place when it came to kills. When it came to base XP, it's the VK3002D who did the best with 1,252. And yes, Targy picked up 997, just under 1,000 base in the game, with the next highest scorer being the VK3601H with 862. Targy fired 25 rounds, got 17 direct hits, and 2 penetrations on the enemy. Now, which ones were they that he actually penetrated? Let's have a quick look. Well, both penetrations actually went into the Dickomax, which is not surprising because Dickomaxes don't have a whole lot of armor. They're very, very thin shielding. He also got 17 splashes on the enemy, 2,190 hit points in total, of which 1,955 were at more than 300 meters. The difference being that one shot on the T-3485, which was a shotgun, a manually aimed shotgun, which took that guy out. He did receive 1 hit. It was a penetration. It was from the T-3485, so it was nice getting a bit of revenge on him for that. And he also damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 2, and got 122 hit points of damage assistance. In fact, it was track damage assistance. He earned 48,288 credits for the battle on a premium account, 90,000 for completing a mission, and 138,288 credits altogether. After repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, he took away a profit of 114,586 credits. 1,495 XP times 2 for the first victory, 598 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 3,589 experience points altogether. A very, very good game indeed. It says, Le Fifi c'est bon, ce soir. English only in chat. Well, the Fifi is good tonight. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.